Great Classic Family Favorites by Rudyard Kipling, Hans Christian Andersen, L. Frank Baum, Charles Dickens, Louisa May Alcott, and more.
Moni the Goat-Boy by Johanna Spyri. Read by Kim Hicks. Chapter 1. All is well with Moni. It is a long, steep climb up to the bathhouse at Fideris, after leaving the road leading up through the long valley of Prattigau. The horses pant so hard on the way up the mountain that you prefer to dismount and clamber up on foot to the green summit. After a long ascent, you come first to the village of Fideris, which lies on the pleasant green height, and from there you go on farther into the mountains until the lonely buildings connected with the baths appear, surrounded on all sides by rocky mountains. The only trees that grow up there are firs, covering the peaks and rocks, and it would all look very gloomy if the delicate mountain flowers with their brilliant colouring were not peeping forth everywhere through the low pasture grass. One clear summer evening, two ladies stepped out of the bathhouse and went along the narrow footpath which begins to mount not far from the house and soon becomes very steep as it ascends to the high, towering crags. At the first projection, they stood still and looked around, for this was the very first time they had come to the baths. "It is not very lively up here, Aunt," said the younger, as she let her eyes wander around. "Nothing but rocks and fir woods, and then another mountain and more fir trees on it. If we are to stay here 6 weeks, I should like occasionally to see something more amusing." "It would not be very amusing at all events if you should lose your diamond cross up here, Paula," replied the aunt, as she tied together the red velvet ribbon from which hung the sparkling cross. "This is the 3rd time I have fastened the ribbon since we arrived. I don't know whether it's your fault or the ribbon's, but I do know that you would be very sorry if it were lost." "No, no," exclaimed Paula decidedly. "The cross must not be lost on any account. It came from my grandmother and is my greatest treasure." Paula herself seized the ribbon and tied 2 or 3 knots one after the other to make it hold fast. Suddenly she pricked up her ears. "Listen, listen, Aunt. Now something really lively is coming." A merry song sounded from far above them. Then came a long, shrill yodel. Then there was singing again. The ladies looked upwards but could see no living thing. The footpath was very crooked, often passing between tall bushes and then between projecting slopes, so that from below one could see up only a very short distance. But now there suddenly appeared something alive on the slopes above, in every place where the narrow path could be seen.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?